Hello and welcome back to 2024. This is the first video of this year for me. I know it's been a while, but it's been very wet and cold, which makes it pretty unpleasant to film outside, as most of my activities are outside. But this time I'm at my parents' house and we're going to see what have they done in a year and 4 months, because they bought the house in end of December 2022, but they only moved in January, although the cleaning did start straight away. Haven't seen those videos, I'll link them down below. So we'll do the outside first and then we will move inside. Obviously my parents are not done yet, so it still does look here and there like a building site, but it is much better than what it was. Obviously this is the main house first. Big difference, we can see that the front porch has changed. We now got the Douglas fir porch with roof tiles. Before it was just some plastic and wood, red colored wood, a bit like the mailbox still is. That still needs updating, but anyway, that's done. Other thing that is not so noticeable, because the two bottom windows have been replaced. They are new PVC with wood effect, as the old wooden windows were dilapidated and leaking. Especially this one was leaking, the other one was not, but they had not been maintained in years. As such, they were in a dire state. The top one and the other one behind there, they are still fine. So they have not been replaced. There's a cement mixer. That one's come all the way from Portugal. Now we can move on through here. Unfortunately, with this flooding, so much rain, there has been some issues over here with flooding. It has not quite made it inside yet, but this is something for the summer to tackle with some drainage. We have made a temporary channel and it is draining away, but it is slow because it's draining out of the soil there and everywhere. That's still a project to do. So we'll focus on the motorbike garage. Well, for now it's storage, but it will be the motorbike garage. So what has happened? This door here has been closed in. We got glass blocks for light. At the top we got some nice wood to close it off. This door is new, so it's actually made from decking wood. Decking wood is pretty much pressure treated, so it's treated against rot, woodworm, and my dad needed something quick to make a few doors, because everybody else, it would take maybe a year to get a door, and it's nice and cheap. So let's see if we can make it across here without getting my feet wet. Okay, oh, we got the bridge over here. I got to watch my head. Alright, so here we got a ceiling. This is pretty much because of the condensation droplets from the roof. They were all coming down here, so that's to stop that, as well as insulation in summer. It's got very hot, and in the winter, well, we don't know yet because it's currently open with the door. So the lights have been changed to the wiring, as there was something wrong with the lights. Then we got over there was already concrete floor, but over here we got a concrete floor. It was soil. The walls on the inside do actually need pointing or something, but not a major concern right now, so it's not on point of collapse. This here has been reinforced because the door opening has been widened. This here as well. Here an opening has been made, so that the plan is for my father to use this part here as his workshop for the motorbikes that will sit in this part. And therefore we have left the shelving in place, because that's at the back is good storage for all of the motorbike tools and spare parts. There is also a workbench over here. We have not yet tested out how solid it is. This is still a work in progress. Right, now to get myself back to the other side across this bridge, and then we got this moat. It's like a man in a castle. Alright, so we have also disconnected this water tank here, or so that it's no longer getting water from the roof, because it will need to be placed on the other side or somewhere else. So this is our homemade channel. You can see here with the ripples it is flowing, but over here it does not look like much. And then we've got, next to the motorbike garage, we have the carport. And there's my dad's car. So why did we build the carport? Well, here in France it can storm quite heavily, whereas in Portugal you do get storms, but very rarely does it also involve hail. So the carport is here to protect the cars from the hail, and in the summer we'll protect it from the sun. We have also got electricity here, so that in the winter we can put a heater in the car in case frost is expected. This little area here is for wood. Currently not much wood, as pretty much winter is over. Some cold days may still be around, some cold evenings, but not that much anymore, as of filming on the 3rd of April 2024. Now behind it has become messier. Can't really do much about that, but eventually that will all disappear. I don't know in how many years. So the grass, we do now have a ride-on. My mum uses the ride-on mower to mow this area around the house. Then the big fields, the neighbor comes to mow for hay, and what he doesn't mow, I use the tractor. Now I need to apologize for the wind, as I have chosen one of the windiest days to come and film, but it's also a day when it's not raining. So here we have the side of the house. We have new doors. The old doors here, they were closing terribly, difficultly, and also because they were wood, no maintenance. Upstairs is wood. You can still see it's kind of faded at the bottom. That one there has been replaced. That one there is not, is still wood. And there's also now an air conditioning unit here. That's for the bedroom. We'll tackle that when we get inside. But in any case, one major difference also you can see is that the whole house has been pointed. So that is a painstaking amount of work that my parents got someone else to do. So I'm not sure exactly how long they were busy, but at least 2 months I think. So it looks good. So they do this with chalk, because it breathes, and stone walls need to breathe. So the windows also have fly nets, curtains, against the flies and mosquitoes. Now we've got a heat pump over here, and then another new window. So the heat pump is to replace the gas heat pump, gas central heating system, plus the gas boiler. So this one only does the central heating. For the hot water in the house, there is another 300 liter boiler inside. This wall here was an opening with a little gate that has been opened up more, so that you can pass here with the car and park it underneath the carport. I can also see there's the Starlink internet. My parents used to have ADSL via the telephone line, but after 2 storms the modem kept frying, so the Starlink, it ended up actually being cheaper on special, and they now have no more internet problems. So let's continue on the outside tour. One downside to this window is got a big lip to step in, whereas all of the other door window combinations do not. So something went wrong there, but otherwise it does fit nicely in here. And my parents have adopted two cats, so you may see them in the video. So here you can see that this is the string for the fly screen. Here was the chicken coop area. We've removed those fences to make it easier to mow, as there are no chickens on the horizon. You can see here the rest of the pointing work. This tree here actually, but no, how crucial that is for the foundation. This door here has been replaced as well. All of the windows. The old one was pretty much falling apart and hard to get closed. So there's that. Got another fly screen for that window. The shutters do still need attention. That is not on the high priority list. Got another air conditioning unit for the kitchen. This window here was already installed, that's why it's white on the outside. This one does not open. Over here we still got the summer kitchen area. That is still a bit of a mess, although it has changed around from the old cupboards to new ones. This is the old kitchen that was inside the house. The roof has also had an extension, so that if you open the door you can get to there without getting wet if it's raining, and if you want to use the deep fryer outside so you don't get any oily fumes inside. This window was already here. You can see here the grass is now nicely cut. So this door here has been newly installed as well. You can see here the ridge or the lip to get in is low. That's what was supposed to be done on the other side too, but something went wrong. And here we can see the newer roof structure matching to the old. So this is the old built-in microwave from the kitchen. These are all the old kitchen cupboards that my parents took out because, well, grey and white is not our style. Okay, let's continue on. We removed this tree here because it was right next to the septic tank. Didn't know the roots were going to disturb anything. So you can see here the side of the garage has been pointed as well as the front, so everything you see when you come driving on in is pointed. Everything you don't see is not pointed, but my father has plans to do that in the future. Currently there is someone busy to get all of the vines off of the side of the buildings. Then we have here, that's the bathroom window that has been replaced. This is the side of the older part, has been pointed. This side of the roof has also been replaced, as we don't think it was leaking currently, but the condition was questionable, so we got the roofer out and he replaced that. The roof, as well as not the main structure but the wood where the roof is lying on. This is the basement, has been filled in and blocked off. And we got here back at the front, we've got all new edge caps along there. There's also new ridge line tiles. Alright, now we move on to the garages. This is the wood, some of the beams from the floor of that room that we are removing. So here we are outside again, it's all been pointed. These doors are new, also made from decking wood, as there was more rush to close this off. The old doors had it. They are the original posts because they have the special brackets that sit in the ground in order to be able to turn the door. and there's a concrete ramp so that it can drive into here with a car or a motorbike. The water collection system is working well. Here we have another of the homemade door of the decking wood series, which works fine. They're nice, pretty resistant and cheap to make. Now we are in the garage. Let me just turn the radio off. Let me just turn the volume down then instead. The radio does not want to go off. We don't want to have any copyright issues. So here's my father's tools all set up. We got a new concrete floor. We have here the door opening that was here was pretty much on point of collapse due to the rotten beams, so they have been replaced with some salvaged wooden beams from around here, and that is now not going to go anywhere for the coming 100 years. So you do have a wall now inside here that splits off the tools area behind there. We got some new power sockets. Here is the motorbike. Currently the motorbike is here. It's a little bit dusty, but my father does plan to ride it this year, so we'll see. There's the old motorbike. That one is currently not running. It's just a static showpiece. So here we have another supporting wall. This is to support this beam because it does have a slight bow in it, and this post did not look too great down the bottom, so that's why it's been reinforced with a wall. And we got now for the switches and the tools is in honor of my father's old skill drill. And then here he's put his drill stand over here attached to the cupboard, and we've got the workbench here. It's looking nice and tidy. Here is the tool section. That's why the wall is there, to separate the two. Alright, here's the inside construction of the doors, so they can only really be opened from the inside, which is no problem because you have that door which opens from the outside. Now it is not exactly windproof, so in the winter when you're actually going to be here, it is quite cold. Although at the moment my father just is in and out of the garage, so there's no real reason to insulate or do anything yet. Maybe once he's got one of those long-term hobby projects. Let's turn the lights off. I'll come back for the radio. Right, now these past 3 days, from Monday and yesterday, someone came to cut the trees because they were interfering with the electrical lines, so that one's been cut and these have been trimmed. All of the usable wood has been left behind and all of the branches have been chipped. So now we move on to the next little house. As you can see, we have not done anything yet with the windows. That one we put some insulation on, as the birds were getting in. That one we now just boarded up, and the pointers have pointed the board in, so that will be fine for a while. So this was the first door we made from wood we actually brought with us from Portugal, salvaged wood, because we want to use this room. Had to be closed off quickly in order to be used as a storage room for when my parents' things arrived. So let's see if the light works today. Nope, 50%. So in terms of the interior, nothing has happened here. We removed one mess and made another, although it is now a bit better organized. We got the machinery, the garden things, the glue section, mortar, cement, concrete mix, tile glue. We got the chalk. Dishwashing liquid is needed for the chalk. And upstairs nothing has been done other than we've removed the tires and debris from up there. Other than that, it's been left alone. And back here, pretty much the same. Let's see if this light works. Yes. So, one mess out, another in. There's still some things from the previous owners here as well in the corner. Some things that could still be used. But for the most part, not really much of a change. The big chest freezer that was in here has been taken since my parents ordered new fridges and freezers. They were delivered, and then the old one was removed free of charge, so that worked out great. Alright, let's move on. Now this building is a slow progress. It has been pointed on the outside, that little bit there has been pointed, and the whole roof has been replaced as it was collapsing. So the roof has been replaced on this side with flat roof tiles and on the other side with the rounded ones. And the new chimney has been built. So that's looking a lot better, and we got a 10-year warranty on it. But yeah, it was about 1 year with 10 months waiting time. Obviously we still need to do something with the windows and the door. This is from 1758, so at first we had planned, because the door is low, planned to see if we can heighten it. Well, we got a great big rock there we can't really do much with, and this is one giant rock underneath we can't do much with, so we have to leave it as it is. Then we have to just get a custom door in it. So currently there is nothing, no electricity here. There's power switch and electrical like that, but there are no lights or plugs in the walls. This is still a work in progress. So the roof was replaced when it was raining. As such, water did come in and soak on the beams, but we didn't have anything important here, so it wasn't too much of an issue. And these beams have now had time to dry out. And when I was removing the ceiling, we found that the roofers had left a ladder standing here and onto the planks that were on top of here. So that was fun removing it. You can see those beams are not going to go anywhere. Here we started filling in the floor, as we want to put concrete floor into here, raise it to the same height as that, so that we can tile here eventually. Currently it's wood. That little part of wood is fine, but the rest was all rotten. Now we got this little part over here. Here we've been busy removing the floor as well. Strangely enough, there is concrete from that wall until here, and they put a wooden floor on top of that, but because the roof was leaking over here, it's all was rotten away, and we got a nice pile of wood to sort out. Now, it was leaking along that roof line, but they've pointed that in, and with these beams here, they need to be removed, because the plan is to raise this up a bit to make it a bit more level with that. And then if you do that, you're going to hit your head on these beams, so we got to remove those. This one's probably the worst, in the worst shape, because it was leaking directly onto that, and it had plastic, and well, with plastic it couldn't breathe. So still lots to do. Here's the garage where the tractor stays. Again, this has all been pointed. We have not yet done any doors. We got the wood for the doors, and there's still a lot of wood in here. Looks like that is the all moisture from the vines that have been growing there, but they are getting removed. So we made the opening over here so you can pass freely from this larger area to this area here. Before this was closed like all of that. So here we got the wood storage and some electricity now, some lights. So we do have a problem that when it rains it does like to come into here, and sometimes if it's really bad the planks will start to float and the water sometimes makes its way over there. There used to be an opening right at the back, but I'm sure it's closed by now. But obviously it's not ideal. You can see the road is higher than the entrance here, and that's why the water loves to come in. Let's continue on. So this is where the pointing starts. This wall here has not been pointed due to it having been covered in all of these vines. We can now see that quite a lot of work has already been done. There is still a lot to go. All of that there, I don't know what the deal is with these walls and that, if that is included or not. Well, I'll have to see. Because obviously we got some holes that will probably need filling in. The lovely rain is starting again. That's a nice lovely mud bath here. So because of the roofers came here, they had a nice lovely crane. It's all a bit muddy. Over here we managed to kill these vines off last year. Just the aftermath is left. Here we can see what still needs to be removed. So what I believe on the other side of this is the wood shed. So behind there we thought might be the exit for the water, although I don't really see any pipe or anything, but we'll see. And the vines are starting back up there because it's this here, the pointing is falling out. It creates a great anchor point for the roots of the climbers. So this is what the roofers managed to get off just from this building here. Because the roof was replaced, they did remove all of that, as well as from the side. On top there, that's where it was leaking, so they fixed that. This is all of the wood that came out of the roof structure from here. So some of it is still good, a lot of it was rotten. We got some more vines that need clearing off. This is just a little bit of the rubble left. A lot of it has already disappeared into the basement filling over there. So the progress is certainly being made, and a lot has been accomplished in less than 1.5 years. So now we will move on to the inside of the house and see how it's changed there.